Welcome back, everybody. Today we're diving into a pretty incredible story, the story of astronaut Sunita Williams, as she makes her way back to Earth after spending quite a bit of time on the International Space Station.
It's a pretty exciting day.
Yeah, definitely. So for those listening, it's March 18th, 2025,
Yep.
and this is no ordinary return.
No, not ours.
This is there's a lot more to this homecoming than meets the eye, right?
Definitely a lot more to unpack here. And Sunita Williams, she's a record-breaking astronaut with a really fascinating career. I think a lot of people are going to be really interested to hear about this.
Absolutely, and we've got all the details here. We've been combing through all the sources, and we're excited to dive in.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Okay, so to set the scene, I guess Sunita Williams, she's been up on the ISS longer than planned, right? Because of some issues.
Right, so initially she was supposed to return a bit sooner, but because of some, technical issues with the Boeing Starliner, her mission got extended quite a bit. She's actually spent over 286 days on this particular mission.
Wow, so almost a full year.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's a long time to be away from home.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the return itself. Do we have like a timeline for how things are going to unfold?
Yeah, so it looks like Crew 9 undocked from the ISS just a few hours ago, actually, at 1:05 a.m. Eastern Time.
Okay, early start.
Yeah, they're currently on a 17-hour journey back to Earth.
So they're making their way back as we speak.
Exactly, and there's a SpaceX recovery team standing by off the coast of Florida waiting to welcome them home.
Okay, so it sounds like things are moving along smoothly now.
So far, so good.
And when are we expecting splashdown?
Splashdown is currently expected around 5:57 p.m. Eastern Time,
Okay.
which I believe would be 3:27 a.m. tomorrow, March 19th, for anyone listening in India.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool that they're able to provide that conversion so people in India can follow along too.
Yeah, definitely. It's a global event for sure.
Absolutely. And we're going to dive into that global perspective a bit later. But first, I'm curious, we mentioned that Sunita Williams has been up there for over 286 days just on this mission.
Yeah.
And that's on top of her previous missions,
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure. This isn't her first rodeo, as they say.
Right. So how much time has she actually spent in space?
So before this mission, she had already racked up over 322 days in space.
Oh, wow. So that means
So with this mission, she's pushing past a total of 600 days in orbit.
600 days. That's incredible.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it?
It really is. I can't even imagine spending that much time away from Earth.
Yeah, it's a testament to her dedication and resilience for sure.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder, what exactly has she been doing with all that time up there?
Yeah.
I mean, floating around in microgravity has got to get old after a while, right?
You'd think so, but Sunita, she's been incredibly busy, actually. Aside from, the usual maintenance tasks that keep the ISS running smoothly, she's been conducting a lot of research on things like plant growth in microgravity.
Plant growth, huh?
Yeah, which could be super important for long-duration missions, to
Yeah.
Mars and beyond if we ever want to, sustain ourselves out there. We need to figure out how to grow food in space.
Right. That makes sense.
And she's also been testing some new technologies for radiation shielding, which is obviously essential for protecting astronauts on future deep space journeys.
So she's really paving the way for future explorers.
Absolutely, her work is incredibly valuable.
That's fascinating. And all this work, it does make it sound like being an astronaut is not just, all glamorous spacewalks and zero gravity acrobatics.
It definitely has its challenges.
Right. And speaking of challenges, we can't forget about those issues with the Starliner that delayed her return.
Right. Unfortunately, the Starliner, which was originally supposed to be, the vehicle to transport crew to and from the ISS, it encountered some technical difficulties.
And that's what caused the delay.
Exactly. And this setback actually highlights a really interesting shift that's happening in space exploration, the rise of commercial partnerships.
Like the one between NASA and SpaceX.
Exactly. And, it was actually SpaceX's Dragon capsule, which was nicknamed Freedom for this mission, that ended up stepping in to bring Sunita and her crew back home safely.
So it really is a testament to the collaborative spirit of space exploration, right?
Absolutely. It's a team effort all the way.
And it's not just about the technology. It's about the people working together to overcome these challenges.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now, we've been talking a lot about the U.S. side of things, but I understand there's been a lot of excitement surrounding Sunita's return, especially in India.
Oh, absolutely. Sunita Williams, she holds a very special place in the hearts of many Indians.
That's right. She's of Indian descent.
Yeah, her paternal village in Gujarat has been holding special prayers for her safe return.
That's so sweet.
And Prime Minister Modi himself wrote her a really heartwarming letter referring to her as India's illustrious daughter.
Wow.
The global outpouring of support for her has been truly inspiring.
It's incredible how space exploration can really transcend borders and bring people together.
It's a reminder of our shared humanity.
For sure. And it makes me think, about the transition she's about to go through.
Coming back to Earth after so long in space.
Exactly. It must
But
be quite an
yeah,
adjustment.
I can only imagine.
Are there specific challenges that Sunita might face as she readjusts to life back on Earth?
Well, one of the most immediate challenges is simply getting used to gravity again.
Oh, right, of course.
After months of floating in microgravity, even just standing or walking can feel really strange and difficult at first.
Wow, I can only imagine.
There's also the potential for, dizziness and balance issues as her body readapts to being back in a gravity environment.
That makes sense. Her body has to basically relearn how to function on Earth.
Exactly. It's like starting over in a way.
And it's not just the physical challenges, right? There's also this psychological impact of returning to a world that's seemingly moved on without you.
You're touching on a really fascinating aspect of space travel that's often overlooked. Many astronauts have talked about this experience. They call it the overview effect.
The overview effect.
Yeah, imagine seeing Earth from space. This fragile blue sphere just suspended in the vast emptiness of space. No visible borders or divisions. It can be a deeply moving experience that changes how you view life, our planet, humanity as a whole.
It's like having your whole worldview shaken up.
Exactly. It makes you question everything you thought you knew about your place in the universe.
Wow, I can only imagine what that must be
Right.
like. Yeah, it really makes you think about, how small and insignificant our problems seem when you look at the bigger picture.
That's a great point. A lot of astronauts have talked about coming back to Earth and feeling like their priorities have shifted. Things that used to seem important suddenly don't matter as much anymore.
Right, it's like they've gained this newfound appreciation for life and for our planet.
Exactly. And, it's not always easy to integrate that experience back into everyday life, but some astronauts are able to use it to make a real difference. They become advocates for environmental protection, or they use their platform to inspire others to pursue their dreams.
That's really inspiring. That it shows how powerful that perspective shift can be.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like they've seen the world with new eyes.
And it makes me think about how we often portray space travel in movies and books.
Yeah.
It's all about the adventure, the danger, the technical challenges.
Just very romanticized.
Exactly. But the psychological and emotional aspects, the human side of it, that's something we don't often hear about.
You're right. It's a unique challenge to come back from an experience where you've witnessed Earth's fragility firsthand, seen that thin atmosphere that protects us, the interconnectedness of all living things. It's bound to change your perspective on things like conflict, environmental issues, even our place in the universe.
Right. And thinking about Sunita specifically, I'm curious, what has she said about her hopes for her return? I mean, after months of freeze-dried food and recycled water, I imagine she's craving some of Earth's simple pleasures.
You're spot on there. She's actually mentioned wanting to spend quality time with her family and friends, walk her dogs in the park, maybe even take a dip in the ocean. Just really simple things that we often take for granted.
Yeah, it's a reminder that even after experiencing the extraordinary, the everyday joys of being human still hold a lot of power.
Absolutely. It's a testament to our resilience as a species,
Yeah.
our ability to adapt to even the most extreme environments and yet still find joy in the simple things.
And speaking of adaptation, I know we talked about the psychological impact, but what about the physical challenges that Sunita will face? Going from zero gravity back to Earth's gravitational pull, that must be a shock to the system, right?
It is, yeah. It's definitely something that astronauts have to prepare for. Think about it. Your muscles and bones are used to working against gravity, and in space, they don't have to work as hard. So when astronauts return to Earth, they often experience muscle weakness, bone loss, even changes in their cardiovascular system. It takes time and rehabilitation to regain their strength and coordination.
Wow. So it's a lot more than just feeling a little wobbly when you first get back.
Yeah, it's a serious adjustment, and it's a reminder that space travel, while incredibly rewarding, also takes a toll on the human body.
Right. It makes you really appreciate the dedication and resilience of these astronauts.
Absolutely. It takes a special kind of person to willingly endure those challenges in the name of exploration and scientific discovery. And it's not just physical challenges either. There are mental hurdles as well.
Like what?
Well, just adjusting to the hustle and bustle of life on Earth, the constant sensory overload that can be overwhelming after the relative peace and quiet of space.
I hadn't thought about that, but that makes a lot of sense.
And, think about all the things that Sunita has probably been longing for, the feeling of wind on her skin, the scent of freshly cut grass, the warmth of the sun. Those sensory experiences, those connections to our natural world, they help us feel grounded and whole.
Yeah, there's something really poetic about that, isn't there, after journeying through the cosmos? It's the everyday experiences that really bring us back to Earth.
It's true, and it's something that Sunita, after spending months in the sterile environment of the space station, will likely appreciate more than ever.
Right, and speaking of appreciating the moment, for those of us who are eager to witness this historic splashdown, NASA is streaming it live on NASA TV, NASA Plus, and YouTube starting at 4:45 p.m. Eastern Time.
It's just a few hours away now.
Yeah, it's getting close. So if you want to see the Dragon capsule make its fiery return to Earth, be sure to tune in.
Viewers can expect to see the capsule performing its deorbit burn, which is where it fires its engines to slow down and be captured by Earth gravity.
Okay.
Then there's the re-entry through the Earth atmosphere, which is always a pretty intense moment.
Yeah, I bet it gets pretty hot.
Extremely hot, yeah. The capsule will be experiencing extreme heat and friction as it plunges through the atmosphere.
It's incredible that they're able to design a spacecraft that can withstand those conditions.
It really is a testament to human ingenuity.
And then finally, hopefully a nice smooth landing in the Atlantic Ocean.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, definitely. And this whole event, it's more than just a splashdown, right? It's a culmination of years of research engineering, international collaboration.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that space exploration is about more than just scientific advancement and technological prowess.
Right. It's about pushing the boundaries of human potential, testing our limits, and expanding our understanding of our place in the cosmos.
Exactly. And Sunita Williams' journey really embodies that spirit of exploration perfectly.
It's not just a homecoming. It's a symbol of human resilience, perseverance, the unwavering pursuit of knowledge.
And her story, along with countless others who have ventured into space, it serves as an inspiration to us all.
Absolutely. It shows us that with courage, determination, and a thirst for discovery, we can achieve extraordinary things.
And who knows what the future holds for space exploration. We're already seeing a surge in private space ventures, the development of new technologies, a renewed interest in exploring Mars, and beyond the possibilities seem endless.
It's true. It feels like we're on the cusp of a new era of space exploration, one that's more collaborative and accessible than ever before.
I completely agree. And as we venture further into the unknown, we're bound to encounter new challenges, make groundbreaking discoveries, perhaps even redefine what it means to be human.
It's fascinating to think about how space exploration might shape our future as a species. Will we one day establish colonies on other planets? Will we discover life beyond Earth? The possibilities are truly mind-boggling.
It's a future ripe with potential, and it's up to us to seize those opportunities and continue to push the boundaries of what's possible.
And for now, let's turn our attention back to Sunita Williams and her imminent return to Earth. It's a moment of celebration, a time to recognize her incredible achievements and welcome her back after her long journey.
Absolutely. Let's celebrate this remarkable achievement and welcome her back to Earth. Her journey is a testament